Hello singers, hello vocal teachers, and everybody who is interested in singing. Today I'm going to make a video about chorus singers, choir singers, the breathing in and the breathing out warm-up for chorus singers. I have some students who are singing in choruses, sopranos, and I often hear that their conductors, the chorus conductors, are doing some exercises, breathing exercises, just before they start the rehearsal. I think that's a very good idea, and I support that. But sometimes it's important to have the right information about where the breathing in is and where the breathing out is. Like from the scientific part, it has to, sometimes you have to give your chorus singers the right anatomical information. So where is it happening? Which muscles are involved? What actually happens when you're breathing in? And what is actually happening in your body when you're breathing out, when you're singing, right? This is the same thing. So today my video is about teaching your chorus singers, dear conductors, where the breathing in is and where the breathing out is, the singing, which muscles are coming in action, and all these informations. Let's start with step one, with breathing in. Where do your chorus singers have to breathe in? Where do they have to feel it? Sometimes I hear from my students that the chorus singers are actually telling them to breathe in here at the belly, okay? I'm not a big fan of that, because as a doctoral student in the university I studied vocal pedagogy and vocal arts, we were taught that the breathing in is here, where the rib cage is. And this is what I'm going to tell you about now. So the breathing in process happens in the upper part of your body and not at the belly. Maybe the belly will move also when you do the rib cage, which I'm going to explain you right now. But the focus of your breathing management or breathing in process should be here at the rib cage. Okay? So here is the rib cage. The bones. Concentrate on the bone parts when you're breathing in, because the rib cage is a flexible bone. It can expand and come together. And in your rib cage, there is your lungs located. I'll show you a picture of the rib cage and the lungs, which sits in your rib cage. See? This is your rib cage, the bone part, yeah? Rib cage. And in the rib cage, there are the lungs. The gray part are the lungs. So when air enters your body, it goes into the lungs and it expands your ribs and expands also the lungs, okay? So this is the place where you have to focus on breathing in, and it's not high. It's actually the place where it really happens. So it's sometimes better to stick with anatomy, to stick with the science, which tells you that the breathing, the air stays in the lungs, in the upper part of your body. Okay, so let's do an exercise. Let's try to feel that now. It's very simple for everybody. Take your hands like this, and when you're now gonna breathe in, you're gonna expand the lower ribs, yeah, just before you go into the smooth part. And by the way, don't concentrate on the smooth part here. Yeah, don't concentrate on the smooth part, because here are already the organs. There is no bone over there anymore which can expand. But we need to focus on the bones, because the rib cage is going to expand. Not this smooth part is not going to be expanded. Yeah. So take your lower ribs on the sides, and these ribs need to go outwards when you're breathing. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Did you watch my hand? Did you see? So when you breathe in, and you can breathe in slower or more or less, your your rib cage expands sidewards or outwards. This way, 360 of your body, here, here, and here, 360 will be expanded automatically. You cannot even control that. So your back is expanded, the front part and the sides. One more time. Okay. What else is happening when you are doing this? When you are telling your chorus singers to breathe in sideways into the rib cage? The diaphragm, which sits right under your rib cage, goes down and gets flat. And here is the diaphragm that I want to show you. Let's take another book. This one was Vocal Basics. And this is Foundations of Singing, okay? This is your diaphragm, okay? And this is the diaphragm when you don't breathe. You didn't breathe in yet. But when you put some air into your body by breathing in, your diaphragm goes down and gets flat. I have another picture which is even better from this book. Here is a diaphragm, this black line, yeah? Which you did not breathe in yet. This is the breathing out process, when the air already came out of your body. But if you put some air into your body, this diaphragm goes down and gets flat, like a frisbee. Can you see that? And makes even more space for your lung and your rib cage to where the air can stay and be saved. Your air tank grows, so you have even more space for your air, which enters your body and stays in your lungs, okay? So this is the whole scientific background about breathing. So breathe into the sides of your rib cage and expand them. And same time, your diaphragm goes down and makes even more space for your air to stay in the lungs, okay? I have another tool. I don't know where my tool is. Here, just one moment. I created some kind of a diaphragm here. So this is the diaphragm when there is no air in your body. Once you put some air into the side of your ribs, let's try this. And then your diaphragm goes down and gets flat. And here we have a big air tank that can be filled, because the more air tank we have, the more expanded ribs we have, the more possibilities we have to produce free sound, okay? So the breathing in process is actually happening around the rib cage, in the rib cage, and the sides of the rib cage. They need to expand, so the diaphragm goes down and makes a big air tank. And now we come to the step 2. Here, the belly comes in action actually, because in the belly, you were right, this conductor was right, there is something in the belly happening, but as a step 2, as a breathing out process, here I have a very good picture for you. This is where you focus on when you're breathing in the rib cage. But here, this is the focus. You're going to focus when you're breathing out or when you're singing. Then you put your hand on the belly, and now the lower abdominal muscles come in action. Okay? So when you start breathing out, which is when you start singing, it's the same process. Singing and breathing out is the same process. Then these muscles, the lower abdominal muscles, come in action. They start to contract here. Let's go with the first step, which is the breathing in. We put some air into the side of our ribs. We expand the ribs. We have an open rib cage. And then as a step 2, we contract these belly muscles. And how can we contract the belly muscles? We use a sh or s or brrr. You can choose which one you want. And then this is the thing you're going to teach your singers, that with the step 2, where the belly muscles, where the abdominal muscles come in action, this is the place where they have to feel these belly muscles, because now these muscles are going to push the air again out of the body by singing. Okay, so let's do step 1. We breathe in and we put some air in and we expand the ribs outwards. Perfect. And now the diaphragm went down and we have so much air here, okay? And then step 2 comes here and we do or shh, 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 shh. So step 1 is breathing in, expanding the ribs, diaphragm goes down. Step 2, right away, come in with a shh or s to keep this open rib cage going until as long as you can. So we actually use the s, sh or for that this open rib cage does not collapse with the first note. We want to keep the ribs outwards as long as possible by using the lower abdominal muscles to keep them going, staying open. This is really happening. When you do step 1 and step 2 right away after you breathed in, you will feel some kind of a pressure. Some 2 groups of muscles are pressuring against each other, okay? And these are the inhalation muscles, the open rib cage and the lower diaphragm, who want to stay open and wide as long as possible. And on the other side, when you start singing, the lower abdominals kick in with the sh, and they want to push the air again out of your body. And this antagonism, this pressing against each other from the inhalation muscles and the exhalation muscles, this delays the air coming out of your body, and that's very good, because then you're going to use less air coming out of your body so that your vocal cords can be fed the right way to produce great sound. If too much air comes out of your body with the first tone, your rib cage will collapse, your diaphragm goes back in his round position, and you don't have that open body anymore. So we need to have that antagonism of the open rib cage and the lower abdominal muscles pushing against each other in order to keep that breath support or breath management as long as possible, so the air comes out little by little through your vocal cords. Okay, so you're controlling your breath to come out slower, not to rush out. Okay, so I hope I could explain it the right way. So dear conductors of choruses or choir leaders or whoever has a chorus right now and is trying to educate their singers with vocal technique, concentrate the breathing in process on where the rib cage is. The size of the rib cage needs to expand with the breathing in, okay, like this. Perfect. And then once the singers want to sing, they need to use their lower abdominals. They kick in, but this stays, of course. Both of them are in action while you're singing, while they're singing. So this is not an easy thing, but this is the right way to do it. This is the way the books are telling us, okay? And this is actually also very logical, what I think, yeah? So breathing in is with the rib cage, and breathing out or singing is with the belly, the lower abdominal muscles, okay? I hope I could give you a little insight into the scientific background of breath management, of breath control, or appoggio. You can name it as you want. At the end, it's very individually how you want to name it and use it, okay? Thank you very much for watching this video. If you have any questions left, please contact me by email or whatever you like, okay? Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.